President Donald Trump said Tuesday he's not worried about any tensions between the United States, Canada and Mexico when they jointly host the 2022 World Cup, insisting, "We get along very well with both." Trump told reporters he doesn't see any tension. "They just got to pay a little more money, you know? They're just getting away with things that they shouldn't be, and they understand." According to Associated Press, the comments came as Trump chaired a meeting of the FIFA Task Force at the White House, shortly after he met with Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney amid the ongoing US-Canada tariff wars. Trump said he had a great meeting with Carney, who he called a terrific guy. Trump said he hasn't yet given Carney the same governor nickname that he placed on Justin Trudeau, the former Canadian Prime Minister, adding, "And maybe I won't." He said Carney is a good step up for Canada. The nickname was a slight meant to imply that Canada's leader would eventually be just one of many US governors. On another topic, Trump was asked by reporters whether he might want to invite Russia to rejoin the G7 when the US hosts the gathering later in his presidency. Trump referenced Russia's previous involvement in the group, and added that then-President Barack Obama was among the world leaders who pushed to remove the country. Trump said he thought that decision was very foolish, because it's a group of people sitting around a table. "I've done it many times with them and you get to know it." He even suggested that excluding Russia helped spark its invasion of Ukraine, saying, "Because of that, maybe, millions of people are dying." But when asked if the US would push to invite Russia when it hosts the G7, Trump responded, "No, it's not good timing. The US is due to host the gathering in 2027.
Would you have any questions of these great people or anybody around the table, please? Yeah, please go ahead.
Mr. President, you hosted the Prime Minister of Canada here today, and with him and with also the President of Mexico, there's been some recent tensions between them and the United States. Are you worried about any problems with that joint partnership as co-hosts of the World Cup next year?
No, I don't see any tension either. We get along very well with both. They just got to pay a little more money, you know. They're just they're getting away with things that they shouldn't be, and they understand. We had a great meeting today, actually, with the new Prime Minister, who's a terrific guy, and we had a very long session with JD and Marco and everybody, and it went very well. No, we had a very great meeting, and no tension. We want to do what's right for our respective peoples, and that's what's going to happen. And also with Mexico, I think the relationship is really very good with the president of Mexico, as you know, you probably heard. And we're going to have a very good relationship with regard to FIFA. I have no doubt about it. Johnny would know better than anybody, but you understand. I mean, I think the relationship is very good. Thank you very much. Question? Yeah, please.
Is there any reason you haven't referred to Mark Carney as governor as you did with Trudeau?
Well, as far as calling him Governor Carney, no, I haven't done that yet, and maybe I won't. I did have a lot of fun with Trudeau, but I think this is a big step up. It's a good step up for Canada. I watched very closely. I thought he did really terrifically in the debates. I like him. You know, he's a nice man. We get along very well. We had a great meeting today. Really good. I think the relationship's going to be very strong. Thank you.
Russia is banned from playing the next World Cup. What's your position on this?
Say it again.
Russia has been banned from playing the next World Cup. What's your position on this?
I didn't know that. Is that right? You want to explain?
That is right. They are banned for the time being, yeah.
Okay.
From playing, but we hope that
he's the boss. I'm not the boss on that. I have nothing
we hope that something happens and peace will happen, and then Russia can be readmitted. So that's what we
possible. Hope. Hey, that could be a good incentive, right? We want to get them to stop. We want them to stop. We want the 5,000 young people a week are being killed. It's not even believable. The Russian soldiers and the Ukrainian soldiers mostly. Also people in towns every 2 weeks. Horrible things going on over there. So we're gonna get that war stopped. Okay.
Talking about all of the events that will be happening here in the U.S. over the next few years. You mentioned the G7 and you said it used to be called the G8.
Yeah.
As the host country, you can actually invite Russia to the G7 +1. What's your thinking on that right now, Mr.
Well,
President?
Russia used to be a member of what was called then the G8. And I don't think I was really in politics at that point, but I know that President Obama didn't like it, and they voted Russia out. And I say if they didn't vote Russia out, which I thought was a very foolish decision, because it's a group of people sitting around a table. I've done it many times with them, and you get to know them. And I say that if it was the G8, if Russia were in it, I think you probably wouldn't have this ridiculous, deadly war going on right now. I thought it was a very bad decision. It was headed by Trudeau, by the way, and Obama. They were the ones that really fought hard to get Russia out. I think if Russia were in, you wouldn't be. They threw them out. And because of that, maybe millions of people are dying. Millions, millions. The numbers are far greater than you think, but millions of people are dying. If he was sitting around a table with other people, 7 people, hammering him and saying, let's not do this, I think you wouldn't probably have had the problems that you've had.
To get Russia back into this group?
No, I think it's not good timing now. No, right now, it's, we missed that gate, didn't we, huh? We missed that gate with another great decision by some people that shouldn't have been making decisions. Yes, go ahead.
Mr. President, should people who have taken part in...
Moscow reiterated its plans Tuesday for a 3-day ceasefire in Ukraine despite Kyiv rejecting the proposal in favor of a longer and immediate truce. According to Associated Press speaking to journalists, Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said ceasefire orders had been given, but that Russian troops would retaliate if fired upon. All fire will cease, but if we do not see reciprocity from Kyiv and attempts to strike our positions or facilities continue, we will immediately give an adequate response, Peskov said. The Kremlin first announced its plans to hold a 72-hour ceasefire on April 28. The truce is planned to start on May 8 and last through the end of May 10 to mark Moscow's defeat of Nazi Germany in 1945, Russia's biggest secular holiday. Ukraine, which has previously agreed to U.S. President Donald Trump's proposal of a full 30-day ceasefire, dismissed Putin's move as window dressing.
Инициатива президента Путина о временном перемирии на праздничные дни актуальна. Соответствующие указания даны Верховным главнокомандующим. Огонь будет прекращен, но в случае, если взаимности со стороны киевского режима не будет, и будут продолжаться попытки нанесения ударов по нашим позициям или по нашим объектам, то будет сразу же даваться адекватный